At Wrexham Football Club. Last season he lent them Eddie Youds, his reserve team centre-half, who helped Wrexham pull away from the threat of non-league football. He's not found much sympathy on the national back pages recently. In the local programme notes, Wrexham offer him their heartfelt thanks. The Wrexham manager Brian Flynn holds Colin Harvey in the very highest regard. When his side was struggling last season, he turned to Harvey for advice.
When I took over in November, I was fortunate. I spoke to Colin Harvey. I was picking his brains, really. Colin's been an enormous help to me. On the managerial side, you know, I've asked him for advice and he's been more than forthcoming with help.
Harvey and Everton had to reacquaint themselves with faces they thought they'd seen the last of. Flynn genuinely believed, though, his side had a cup fighter's chance. Almost 10,000 Wrexham fans believed it too. For Everton, MacDonald was in for Milligan, Cotty in for Newell. The Harvey switch took 90 seconds to click on. Cotty only found out he was playing an hour before the kick-off. He was starting his first game of the season and was off to a flyer. He and Everton looked very sharp early on. Graham Sharp's touch and hard work deserved a goal. Vince O'Keefe with a touch of the Neville Southalls. Wrexham were making Everton hurry in the first half, chasing them, but they couldn't catch Cotty, who's in a hurry to catch up on lost time. Only Neville Southall stood between Wrexham and a hatful of goals themselves. By half-time, they must have been thinking it wasn't going to be their night. Colin Harvey was thinking it was going to be his, but Brian Flynn remained defiant. What did he say at half-time?
I just said, same again, lads, they're doing it. Us proud, they're doing the club proud, they're doing everybody proud.
Is there a danger 2-0 down, it could go to pieces now?
No, far from it. I believe if we get one goal, we've got a good chance in this game.
But a goal just wouldn't come. Alan Kennedy's rolling back his Liverpool years at Wrexham without the same reward. Transfer requests, half-time sit-downs aside, Everton without Neville Southall would be like George Foreman without a right hand. Brian Flynn used to be a friend of his when they played for Wales. All Flynn could do was reflect on what might have been. Everton cleaned up with 3 more neatly taken goals. After Tony Cotty had completed his hat-trick, they began to share them about. Neil MacDonald's deliberate side foot, deliberately placed, 4-0. Andy Hinchcliffe's left foot dealt crosses for 2 of the goals. Pat Nevin had to do a little more work than Tony Cotty, though, but with the same result. 5-0 looked convincing enough, and Colin Harvey responded to the warm reception. Tony Cotty